every morning with drive. Being on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble.
Hello and welcome into the Rookie Prospect Profile Series. This is a Zilla Fantasy Elite production. If you haven't smashed that subscribe button or the like button yet, please do so. You know you want to see more of this content, especially if you've been enjoying these and you haven't done it yet, please do so. Today, we're going to be looking at running back Audric Estime in both the RStudio model and the neural network model for running backs. Audric Estime was drafted pick number 147 overall in the 5th round by the Denver Broncos. They come into the league having played college football for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. All right, let's go look at some of their physical traits here for Audric Estime. We see that Audric Estime comes in at a very healthy 5'11", 221 pounds, giving him a BMI of 30.8. He did run, unfortunately, a 4.71 40-yard dash. It's really, really bad. Gives him a speed score of 89.8, which is one of the worst in the class. Putting these numbers along with some of their college traits into, or some of their college stats into the RStudio model, we can see that he gets an RStudio model score of 13.169, which is ranked 156th overall out of the 327 running backs in the RStudio model's database. That is in the 52nd percentile at 52.3%. All right, let's go look at those closest comparables. We do see the closest comp in the model is Ito Smith. And then the next best, better than him, closest is Jeremy Langford. Then Storm Johnson, Jonathan Dwyer, Jamize Olawale, then Zach Zenner. Then below him, the next closest below him, Ahmad Bradshaw, Jordan Wilkins, Danny Woodhead, Ramondre Stevenson, and Trey Sermon. I think the Ramondre Stevenson and Trey Sermon comps are pretty interesting, especially that Trey Sermon comp. He was a little bit slower, drafted kind of in that third-ish round or that, draft pick range that Audric Estime came in and ended up not being too great in the NFL. Ramondre Stevenson actually, he was playing at like 240 in college. He did slim down into the 220s, I believe, for the combine and didn't run very well either in the 4.6 range, which is pretty close to Audric Estime, but even better than what he had done. All right, so now that we got those comparables on the RStudio model squared away, let's switch over to the machine learning model for Audric Estime and see what we find out. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like he is very much liked by the neural network model here. We do see his ranks in between about, upper teens, so 13 to 21 in his max rank. So more of the higher floor, low ceiling variety of candidate, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Minimum output at 6.13 is the 13th ranked. His mean and median ranks at 10.35 and 10.33 are the 16th and 15th best in the class. And then we see his maximum output at 14.5 is actually down there at the 21st ranked in the class, and this is out of 31 potential running backs. That's pretty disappointing to see. Let's go look at his mean and median 10.3 range. Who was hitting that in historical context throughout their career for a career best to see if we got some comparables for Audric Estime here in that 13.3 range. Well, here's the list of running backs that are all between 9.9 and 10.7 fantasy points per game. I'm just going to list them all off here. We have Jalen Samuels, Tyler Algier, Donald Brown, Mike Gillislee, Javorius Allen, James Starks, Brandon Oliver, Ben Tate, Thomas Rawls, Terrence West, Sony Michel, Elijah McGuire, and Deonta Foreman. Anyone in that range, we're probably looking at Tyler Algier, who's 221 pounds, exact same height and weight, but ran a 4.6 in the 40-yard dash. He was at 9.96 for his career best so far. Let's go look at Audric Estime's maximum output here at 14.5. See who was hitting that in their career best season. And here's the long list of running backs in between 14.2 and 14.7. We have Miles Sanders, Tim Hightower, Jay Ajayi, Antonio Gibson, Bijan Robinson, Marlon Mack, Lamar Miller, Giovanni Bernard, Tariq Cohen, LeGarrette Blount, Carlos Hyde, Ramondre Stevenson, Cordero Patterson, and Tevin Coleman, all in that particular range. And that's if he hits his ceiling, you're looking at guys like that. And, in the 14-point fantasy point per game range, which is kind of mid RB2 overall in any given season. Hopefully the R Studio model and the machine learning model give you a little bit of additional confidence in all the analysis that you're doing for these incoming rookies and when you're in the draft rooms. That's going to do it for today's rookie prospect profile on Audric Estime. This is presented by Zilla Fantasy Elite. Thanks for tuning in.